So before you write your business plan, you want to create a business model canvas. This is like a one-pager of your business plan, and sometimes this is the only thing you need. I'm so excited to announce that on the day you'll be watching this, you will be able to download the business model canvas that I've created, a template, as well as a complete guide on how to fill it in. So in a business model canvas, you have your value proposition, which is always in the center. Then on your right side, you'll have 3 components all about the customer. So customer relationships, customer segments, and channels. Then on your left side, you will have your key activities, your key resources, and your key partners. So that's everything internal to the company. And then at the bottom of your template, you'll have things concerning money. Don't mind the hurry-does. So this includes your cost structure as well as your revenue streams. This is a Canva template. The amazing thing about Canva is you can click on any of these elements and change it, say, to green. Then you say change all to green, then everything is changed. You can do the same with any of these components and change them up in any way you like. So we always start with the value proposition. Here you want to talk about the problem and your solution that you're giving and the additional value you will add to the customer in comparison to your competitors. So as an example, this is also included in the business model canvas package that I've created, is an example of the business model canvas. So for my business, I say the status quo of getting a degree and working a 9 to 5 is not for everyone, but pursuing entrepreneurship can be daunting. I want to assist those who are doubting the status quo to identify, pursue, and realize their dreams by creating content that makes pursuing entrepreneurship less daunting. Next, we want to deal with the customer side of things. Now, before we go to the customer side of things, I just want to show you where you can get this template. So if you click the link down below, it will go directly to my online shop with PayHip. So then if you want to buy the business model canvas, this will be a minimum of $5. So what you will get once you've purchased this is you will get your complete guide. This is 17 pages of how you should do every single step in detail. I describe everything, okay? And then you'll also get this access page where I give you the instructions on how to download the template. And so you're just gonna click here and then it will take you to Canva where you can say use template, and then here you see there, that's the template. Okay, so back to the guide. So next is customer segmentation. So here you want to determine what is the market type. Are you targeting individuals or businesses? Do you have multiple different segments that you're going to target? So say you are making skincare products, then you're going to have different segments because you'll have products for people who are young adults, who are starting to see aging signs, etc. And then you also want to give some detail about your segment. So there's psychographics, which is the way they think, their lifestyle, things like that. And also their demographics, so their age, ethnicity, where they live, the kind of income they have. Then we have our customer relationships. So here you want to establish what role your business is going to play in your customer's life. You also want to establish your brand tone and the frequency of which you will be interacting with your client or customer. And now the last section for the customers, which is channels. This is the channels through which you will interact with your customer. Remember, communication does not only happen through marketing. So before the sale, you will have your marketing through social media, or you might have banners, whichever you choose to use. Then there's also interaction during the sale. So this might be the cashier talking to the customer, but it might also be the platform you're using to facilitate the purchase online. And lastly, you have the after-sale channels. So this will be a follow-up email or support services when someone has a problem. Now moving on to the left side of the business model canvas. First up, we have the key activities. These are the activities that are essential for your business to be able to operate. And this differs completely from one business to another. This should include anything from manufacturing, distribution, transportation of raw materials, as well as advertising and support services. Hello, Modi! Now let's move on to key resources. This will also differ dramatically between different businesses, but it's a bit easier to identify because we've got 4 different categories of resources. This includes physical resources, which includes your raw materials and things like that. But please note that this also includes software and technology. Then we have financial resources, the money. Where will the funds come from? So do you plan on funding the business yourself or getting investors involved? Or maybe obtaining a loan? Then we have human resources, HR. This is anyone who will be contributing labor to your business. So it might be anything from a freelancer, a part-time worker, or a full-time employee. And then lastly, we have intellectual resources. So this will be your intangible assets, such as patents, trademarks, your customer database. So let's say you start a restaurant, for example, and you have created some amazing recipes. Those will form part of your intellectual resources as well. Remember that you don't need to force any of these aspects into your business model canvas. It's only those that are applicable. So if you're a solo entrepreneur and you're not going to have any team members or people contributing any labor to your business at the start, you're not going to include human resources. And if your business doesn't have any intellectual resources, you won't include that section. And the last section pertaining to your internal business is the key partners section. So here you want to think about who will be your key suppliers. Maybe you plan on working with another business and supporting each other to form a strategic alliance. This section will also include joint ventures and any possible long-term partner. Now getting to the finances. This might be the part that stresses you out, but it's really more simple than it seems. So when we look at revenue streams, this is basically just any income you think you're going to be receiving in your company or business. This can be from a product sale, services and consulting. It can be a usage fee, such as a phone bill, which changes monthly depending on how much you've used it. Then you get a subscription fee. You all know what that is. Then you've got renting and leasing. You've got licensing. So say you're a musician and the radio plays one of your songs, you will be paid for that, and that is a licensing fee. Then there's a brokerage fee, which is when you are a middleman facilitating a purchase, such as with a real estate agent. And then there's also advertising fees. So if you allow advertisers to promote their business on your website, or if you have a YouTube channel and you allow ads to play before your video. And then the final part of your business model canvas is the cost structure. So first we're going to look at fixed and variable costs. A fixed cost is any cost that does not really fluctuate as your business activity increases. So for example, I use Canva. There might be a month that I'm only creating one digital product, or there might be a month where I'm creating 30, but I will be charged the exact same amount every single month. Then there are variable costs, which, as the name suggests, varies depending on your activity. So for example, for my business, this will be PayHip. With every sale that I make, PayHip takes a percentage. So if I sell more templates, I'm gonna have to pay more money to PayHip. Next, we're gonna look at economies of scale and economies of scope. So the word economies basically means that you are saving money due to being efficient. Economies of scale is when you can reduce the variable cost per product, for example, as you increase the amount of that product that you're selling. So for example, if you are selling funky socks and you buy one sock, that sock might cost you 20 Rand. But if you negotiate with a supplier that if you buy 100 socks at once, then you can buy them for 10 Rand a sock. That is economies of scale. It's basically like a bulk deal kind of thing. Then we have economies of scope. This one is a bit more difficult to explain, but in layman's terms, it is when you increase the efficiency of your business by integrating many facets of your business. So let's say you're a baker and you're baking cakes. If you would just bake cakes, you would lose some money with some of the pieces of cake that breaks and stuff like that. But if you're a bit business savvy, you might think of using those pieces of broken cake and making cake pops to sell as well. Therefore, increasing the efficiency of your business, therefore lowering your costs and increasing your revenue. And then the last thing about cost structures. You just want to ask yourself, is your business going to be cost-driven or value-driven? So cost-driven means that you want to sell an affordable product. That's the main competitive advantage you will have. And then value-driven is that you want to have more of a premium product that might be a bit more expensive, but you are going to pride yourself on the value. But I know what you're saying. I want to create an affordable product that still is valuable, and I still don't want it to be like a shitty product. Don't think of it that deeply. Just think of what is the main drive of your business. Is it to save money for the consumer, or is it to add value for the consumer in terms of the use of the product? Okay guys, and that's a wrap. I know this was a mouthful and a lot of information to take in, but I'm glad you enjoyed it, and feel free to check out the guide below. I have also created the ultimate business plan guide and template that will take you every step of the way through creating your business plan. And if you buy the business model canvas and the ultimate business plan guide, you'll get a discount of 20%. Furthermore, if you refer a friend and both of you guys decide to buy the product, you will both get 20% off. And also for anyone wanting to add a revenue stream on their business model canvas, you can also become an affiliate, selling my products and getting a commission off of it. And remember to stay tuned for the next episode of the business planning series. But that is all from me. Bye!